Hey, what's up, guys? So today we hit the jackpot at Dollar Tree.
Oh, yeah.
And got the Dollar Tree Ribeyes. So, funny story, if you can't resist this marketing banner, which I'll show right now, they have it up at Dollar Tree. And every time I've been there, I see this banner, I'm just curious, like, how the hell do you make a ribeye steak for $1? So, anyways, every time I go in there, they're sold out. And the lady tells me, oh, we sell out immediately. So, I was lucky. I found out when they got a delivery. We went in and we got 2 of the prime ribeyes.
Oh, yeah.
So everybody tells me, like, how can you get a steak for $1, right? So I got my own steak for $1, which I'm going to show you in a minute. But before we do that, I wanted to just show you what's in the Stampede boneless beef ribeye steak.
Boneless.
Boom. Yeah. So first impressions. What's your first impression?
They look pretty thin to me.
Like, first of all, this is not a steak. This is like a bite of a steak. This thing is, what is it, quarter inch maybe?
This is like shaved
It's like
steak.
tiny, tiny thing.
Maybe an eighth.
But, okay, I get past that. Then I started reading the front of it. It says, boneless beef ribeye steak made with USA beef. So it is USA beef. But wait, then when you read down further, it says, further processed in Mexico. So I don't know how that works. They send the cows to Mexico and then send it back? I don't know. And it says, inspeccionado y aprobado Zagarpa, Mexico. So I don't know, that can't be good. It also says mechanically tenderized.
I don't know what that is.
And then it says contains a 30% solution of water, seasonings, sodium phosphate, dextrose, salt, and bromelain, rubbed with seasoning and tenderized with bromelain. So I don't know what that means. I think that means that my steak is like 30% water, which kind of sucks. But anyways, so this is a 3.5 ounce ribeye. So for comparison's sake, this 3.5 ounce ribeye cost me $1. That's about 28 cents an ounce. So we're going to break it down to ounces. What did I do? I went to the grocery store and said, hey, what can I buy for 28 cents an ounce? Good news. I found a top round roast at the store with no bromelain, not injected, nothing else. It's 15 cents an ounce, $2.49 a pound. So I cut one of those steaks. Yep. We're going to show you the difference between the two. So we're going to season them up. I'm going to move the camera over to our cutting board. Alright guys, welcome back. So now we're at the cutting board. So here's my steak that I carved off. Now again, as you can see, this is actually looks like a steak. Now this is almost 7 ounces, which is the same. So that's a $1 steak. This is sirloin. It's going to be a little tough maybe, but I don't know. How do you think it's going to stack up against this beauty here?
I'm not quite sure. I mean, that steak looks a lot better. I mean, this one's kind of mushy.
This is like looking not too good.
It's looking like...
So there's the Dollar Tree steak. So first of all, I don't know if you can see that in the video, but it is like super thin. It smells okay. I mean, I guess it's meat. It's mostly meat. It's got, you know, 30% water, but it's mostly meat. There's a big color difference between the two. I don't know if that's the bromelain or what.
Well, I mean, they do like color dyes and such.
It might have dye in it. You might be right. Yeah. So let's look. I'm just going to throw this on the scale so you guys can see it. So this is 6.4 ounces. So that's actually less than $1. Let's see if the Dollar Tree one holds up to its 3.8 ounces. So you're actually getting a little more than you paid for. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to season these up the same way so that it's just an even test. Even test. So I'm going to hit it with this Western Sizzle, which is the bomb. I'm going to put a link in the description for where you can get some. And then a little black pepper. That Western Sizzle steak is good. You should definitely check it out. But I'm going to pepper it. I would throw these on the grill, but this thing is honestly so thin.
I think it would go through the grill slates.
Yeah, I don't know that you could even grill it. Maybe. These come frozen, but not to worry. They're so thin that they'll be thawed by the time you get home. So here's a tape measure on the Dollar Tree steak. So it's like literally less than 1/4 of an inch.
I would say it's an eighth.
Maybe. And then here's my steak. It's about 1 1/8 inches or so. So again, 7 ounce steak. I tend to eat a big steak, but that's a reasonable portion, I would say. Alright, so now we're going to go to the cast iron. Alright guys, we get the hot skillet. Here we go, a little butter. We kind of swirl that around a little bit. I'm going to throw the my steak on first because it's thicker. It's going to take a little longer to cook. I think the Dollar Tree steak is going to take about 18 seconds based on the thinness of it. So we're going to cook this. I'm going to fast forward this so you don't have to watch the whole thing. Alright guys, so we're over the cast iron skillet. We got the thick steak cooking first because the other steak is literally so thin that I don't even know how we're going to cook it medium rare. We're going to probably just hit it on one side, hit it on the other side. Right, that's it. So go ahead and flip this one, Zach. Oh yeah, it's looking good. That looks like a steak. All right, cool. So we're going to cook the other one in just a second here. We're going to throw it on. I don't know how we're going to do it because it's so thin. I think we're going to have to do it like a sushi. Like hit it on one side, hit it on the other side to hopefully come out with medium rare. But we're going to give it a fair taste test because it is supposedly meat. Now I have to say this is Mexican-American meat. And I'm not sure how that whole thing works out. And I'm not really sure how the wall is going to affect that. What do you think?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Dollar Tree might have to find a new source. But anyways, we're going to hit it up in just a second here. Alright, so we're going to hit this side of the pan with a little fresh butter. Here comes the Dollar Tree steak, baby.
Here it goes.
Fire it on.
The moment was all we're waiting for. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Oh, yeah. Looks like a slice of bacon in the pan.
So we got this over kind of like medium-high heat. I don't know how long to cook it. I have no idea. I'm thinking maybe like 15, 20 seconds to size.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, do you even use a spatula? Can you even flip it?
Yeah, no, it's got a lot of water in it, so it shouldn't dry out.
Maybe, who knows?
So it's already starting to gray on the edges a little bit. Alright.
Honestly, I can see you used to this steak on like a steak sandwich or something because, you know, you try to get that.
That'd be alright. Here we go.
Anyways.
The one thing about this, if you're in a hurry, it doesn't take long to cook. Actually, from right here, if you look at it like from a ways back, it doesn't look too bad. So when you get up close, you go, wow, that looks really thin, but...
Like, this almost looks like a breakfast steak to me. Like, put some eggs next to it in the pan and you kind of imagine it.
Alright. I think it's almost done. I hate to say it, it's been on for like 30 seconds, but I think if we cook it any longer, it's going to be mush.
Well, actually, I mean, for a Dollar Tree steak, I mean, I see a lot of fat on it.
But it's definitely got fat. We'll see how it tastes.
It's pretty fatty.
We're going to see how it tastes. Here we go. The Dollar Tree Challenge. We're going to bring your brother out of hiding to taste. All right, we're going to have the two boys taste it. Here it comes.
Alrighty.
Here comes our, this is our dad steak. 7 ounces almost. And this is the Dollar Tree steak.
3.8 ouncer.
All right, so there's our two steaks. This is our steak, Dollar Tree steak. Micro thin, not so micro thin. So let's see, I'm just going to kind of carve it off in chunks. So this is kind of, that looks about medium rare, roughly. Not too bad. The sirloin has a little bit of, you can just feel a little bit of toughness in it. But, you know, it looks pretty good. I would say that looks like a nicely cooked steak. So here's a Dollar Tree steak. I don't even know if I can slice it like this, but I'll try. So, I can't even tell. It literally is so thin that I can't tell if it's medium rare, medium well, medium fried. I have no idea. So, let's see. Oh, no, look, there's a little bit of pink in there.
It's over easy like an egg.
But that's actually the side view of it. I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but it's like tiny. So, wow. So I just had a bite of it. That is the weirdest texture for a steak I've ever had. This is crazy. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna plate this up, and I'm gonna feed the boys, and we're gonna see what they have to say. Let's take a look. All right, so here we are, guys. So we got the two steaks here. I got taster A, Zach. Taster B, Chaz. Taster C, me. So there's your little stabbing fork.
Awesome.
There's your little stabbing fork. So we're gonna try it both at the same. We're gonna each try one. So let's start with this one. Steak A. Go ahead and try it.
Do I want to try?
I'll go ahead and try it and get
It's
the biggest
just
piece.
meat. It's not going to kill you.
So this is like horse.
All right. First thing I notice when I see it is
What's that smell?
it doesn't even look bad. I mean, it's pink in the
thin.
middle.
It's just so thin.
It's very, very thin. It seemed like the seasoning. You can see the seasoning well on it. It doesn't look.
I did well seasoning it.
It doesn't look that bad. I mean, it kind
All
of.
right, give it a whirl. Let's see what you
It
think.
looks a little mushy, but I'll go ahead and try it.
Smell.
It's got a funky smell. Let's try it out.
I'm just diving.
Dive in.
Right.
There you go. Look at the camera. What do you think?
Ew.
You know, it's not that bad. It has like, I would say it has like a texture of like a Jack Link sausage patty almost.
The texture of a Jack Lake sausage patty. Nice. So if that's what you're looking for to steak, it's 5-star. I will say it has like a ton of seasoning. So I don't know if it's because it was already like pre-seasoned and everything else, and then I added a lot of seasoning, which that is a thing.
Oh god.
But it tastes a little funky, and I have to say there's a little bit of an aftertaste. Like it's been a minute or two.
It does sit there.
And I'm kind of like, maybe some bromelain, I don't know, it's kind of weird.
Definitely the horse.
So try the other one, see what you think.
Overall, I didn't think it was that bad.
It's not that bad, but try the other one.
I could see that on a sandwich.
Maybe on a sandwich, I agree.
Alright, let's try.
Alright, I must say, at first glance, this looks like actually edible.
Yeah, there's definitely a big visual difference between my steak and the Dollar Tree steak. Although they both cost $1.
Alright. You wanna give this one a try?
Give it a whirl.
It's not too shabby.
Right off the bat, you notice the texture difference. This one's kind of got a firm, tender texture. This one's tender, but it's mushy. It's mushy. It's like literally like it's like they ground it up and made a steak out of it.
That one's weird. This one's a little tough. To me, it's a little bit tough, but it's good. The flavor's good. It tastes like real beef. It tastes like you're having a steak. That tastes like you're having like a funky. I don't even know what to say. It's kind of weird. It's not horrible. I definitely wouldn't buy it for steak night. If you think that's steak night, no way. We did it. We hit it with a lot of seasoning. So I don't know, between the bromelain and like the whatever seasoning and the 30% water and the seasoning I did to it and everything else. I don't know. It's kind of overpowered though. It tastes like, to me, it's like very like a mashed up patty of seasoning. Whereas this one, I feel like the seasonings complemented the natural beef, and you can taste it. It tastes like it tastes like a steak, whereas that tastes like a weird. I don't know.
Well, this one, if you look at it, it's mushy, right? And the flavor of the actual beef, I can only imagine, is not that good.
When it comes to what you guys are missing is it's bagged with a solution of seasoning and everything else. It's mechanically tenderized and all the rest of it.
Yeah, that's gross.
Tell me, what does mechanically tenderized mean?
Means it goes. What is mechanically tenderized? I'm guessing that means it goes through a machine that beats the hell out of it, and it's the only way I can think is like it's like a big rolling pin to get it that thin. Because I don't know how you can get a steak that thin. It's ridiculous. You can't cut it that thin.
Like deli. It's like slice of roast beef.
It is almost like roast beef. Yeah, I guess that's how they do it on a meat slicer, maybe.
Alright, guys. So in conclusion, Dollar Tree steak, not quite as bad as I thought it was going to be. Still not anything near quality. I wouldn't even call it a steak. It's like a sausage patty. But
it's like a very funky.
It's like a fake meat with like meat flavoring.
Yes, but anyway, the round steak tastes like an actual steak. It might be a little tough, but I think with the right like marinade, or you can tenderize it yourself. You can get it tender if you really want to. But I think it's good just the way it is. It's definitely a lot more quality than this. Plus, you can actually get more of this steak for price per ounce than this one. So definitely give like a round steak a try. Get a chuck steak and get it at your local supermarket. Definitely don't go with the Dollar Tree steak. It's not worth it. It's not as quality.
It sucks.
Yeah.
Anyways.
For all you know, that could cause cancer, dude.
Yeah. It might cause cancer. I have no idea, but
I am expecting a interesting bathroom trip later.
Agreed.
There we go.
Anyway, like this video and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.
Sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking
Coco.
and call your doctor right away. Others have events with gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Ask your doctor if 90 days of success is right for you.
Proper etiquette is essential for every social occasion.
So it works at silently and over sweat.
Yes, even the upper on this deserves some laughter. And while it's okay to deal with the public,
What do you think, Coco? What do you think?